You know what time it is? It's almost 12 p.m. Funny thing is, I've been working since 5 a.m. That's 7 hours. I'm probably gonna go for 2 more. 9 hours straight, no breaks. But you know what the funny thing is? In 2019, just a few years ago, I was a lazy, distracted entrepreneur that couldn't get anything off the ground. I couldn't focus for more than 20 minutes straight until I installed these 3 systems, ultra tactical systems that I'm about to show you in this video today. And the reason why I know they will work for you just like they work for me is because I literally use them to this date. All my business partners use them, and we've literally installed them for entrepreneurs across literally every single niche that you can imagine. Entrepreneurs like PJ, Micah, Tamer,
Adam,
Genesis.
6.5 hours later.
So if you can just stop getting distracted for the length of this video, if you actually install these systems, I promise you they're easy to install. They install like this. So in this video, I'm going to give you literally all the data that I have, all the systems that I personally use, that my business partners use, that all those people use. All I'm asking for is for you to watch the rest of this video in full and actually implement them. Because I'm telling you, if you actually put these systems to use, you will get ahead of 99% of people in no time. The first thing that I personally had to do is I literally had to eliminate everything, okay? Not just like in general. Obviously, I had a big chunk of eliminations I had to make at the beginning, but I literally had to install what I like to call systematic elimination into my life, where I could repetitively, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, look back at my week, look back at my time, and get rid of all the shit that's not actually, or that wasn't actually making me money. So eliminating systematically, okay? This is the first thing I did. Okay, and let me give you some specific examples of what I did. Okay, the first thing is big taboo, social media. Okay, now a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners don't like talking about how much time they waste on social media. Let me tell you something. I used to work 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. Okay, even when I could work this long. Okay, so I was actually sitting on my, desk, like with shit that I had to do. Like I had everything structured out. This was taking away so much of my time. I just started scrolling or start researching some new opportunity. Nothing of actual value. All I had to do was delete. Okay, I just deleted everything. No more Instagram, no more YouTube. I turned my phone grayscale. And eventually, because I actually had to keep posting, in the beginning I was posting my own videos, especially short form, I downloaded an app called ClearSpace. So I could only use my apps for like 10, 15 minutes at a time. And I know there's this one product that's called a brick or something like that. It's basically an NFC tag. You can put it on the other side of your office, something like that. Basically, when you put your phone to the brick, you bring it in your room or you bring it in your office, it literally cannot be used. It's literally brick. No notifications, no nothing. You got to walk all the way back, retouch that NFC chip thingy, and then, only then, does it actually unlock. So the ones that I personally did are Delete, Grayscale, and ClearSpace. I haven't tried this, to be honest with you, but I can see it working. Second thing, ladies and gentlemen, friends, okay? I literally stopped hanging out with everybody who didn't support my goals. So if somebody was just like, nice to have friend, like a good acquaintance, I stopped spending time with them. And the funny thing is, I think that that's actually a respect to them because I'm valuing their time as well as mine. So nice to have friends, like just remove them as a whole. The only friends that I actually kept were the friends that had goals that were aligned with mine, okay? Because I could actually, bounce ideas off of them, learn from them, etc., etc. And even with the friends that I had goals aligned with, usually, if they were actually doing shit to get to their goals, if they were actually executing instead of just saying what they want to do, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, not actually doing something, I didn't actually spend a lot of time with them. I didn't go out like every single day and talk to them because a lot of people, they're talking all the time about their goals. Like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do X, Y, Z. You don't want to be spending time with those people. People that only talk, don't actually execute. And the beautiful part about it, as I said before, is that the people that are actually going to be executing on their goals, they won't have time to spend with you. Third thing, okay? This is the next level. Business partner / colleagues, okay? So when I actually had people that I was working with, right? I wouldn't say colleagues. I would say maybe like team members, right? Colleagues is like too 9 to 5-y for me. I'm an entrepreneur, please, guys. So my business partner and I got too frank, too nice to each other. Now I think we actually have a healthy relationship where we yell at each other and, constantly criticizing each other. But, I feel like at one point we became too nice to each other. So, I'd spend maybe if I was spending 1 hour co-working with him, we had a, mutual project. I would notice that my efficiency in that hour was just fucking, jack shit. I wouldn't actually get stuff done. So I just stopped co-working with him. One thing that I actually started doing is I started waking up early. Okay. So that's what I said today. I woke up at 5 a.m. My business partner is still asleep. He's probably watching this mad. No, he usually wakes up early as well. But usually we have that blocked out time in the morning where we don't disturb each other at all. right? And that is the next point, like disturbances that can come from team members. These are very important to eliminate. So if you got an editor, if you got somebody on your team that keeps bugging you, hey, can I get approval for this? Can I get approval for this? First of all, that's why it's so important. That's why all the biggest people in the industry have executives. Like, just make these decisions for me. I'm just going to make the highest level decisions possible. I don't want to make all these low tier decisions. But if your team members keep bugging you on Slack, on whatever the hell it is, why did I make that blue? If it's Slack, if it's Discord, whatever the hell you use, right? Facebook Messenger or Signal, like Donald Trump and his team. Hopefully you're not sharing any war plans. For those of you that read the news, that's, funny little thing that happened. But basically, just eliminate Slack. Yeah, it's like you got to eliminate systematically. And every single week, make sure you're looking back and you're seeing exactly what the fuck happened that wasted all your time, why your money, your dollar amount, like the amount of revenue you're making, the amount of profit you're making, didn't actually grow. See what was actually being done instead of the main thing that's going to move the business forward, and then just start eliminating. And the last thing, this is an even bigger taboo than social media, is women. You want to make sure that your time is not being taken away. This is what I had to do. The wifey, say goodbye. Divorce. This is a joke. Okay, calm down. But you want to make sure that you're minimizing time. Okay, if you're spending all day with like a woman, if you're always chasing women, if you're, one of those playboys or whatever the fuck it is, or if you don't get much play and then you're on the, the hub, all of this stuff, right? That's mating related. That's related to, your biological functions. That, I'm telling you, is a taboo. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it can be taking away so much of your time. You want to eliminate all of these things. These are the 4 main ones that I had to eliminate in order to actually free up my time. But then this was the next problem, ladies and gentlemen. I would literally do nothing. I eliminated social media. I eliminated friends, right? I have no friends now still. My business partner, kicked him out of the company. Just joking. Please forgive me. And with women, just Jeff Bezos did. Divorced. She took half my money. It was worth it, okay? But then I would literally do nothing or just sit there doing nothing. If you're an entrepreneur, you're resonating with the content, we're hosting a free 6-week focus challenge where in the next 42 days, we're going to install all the systems that I'm going to talk about in these videos, plus a lot more of the other systems that I haven't really got into the bases of, right? I haven't really gone into the tactics of. We're going to be giving them all to you for free. We're starting in the next few days. Next 10 people get a special reward. They're going to get a dedicated coach. They're going to get one-on-one accountability calls every single week with me. And they're going to get EOD reviews as well. We got a lot of stuff that we're giving away for free. And because of that, we have limited spots available. If you want to join, if you want to reserve your spot, click on the link below. Should be more information down there and should tell you exactly what the next steps are. This is how I solved it, okay? This is the second system. Decision. Systematic decisions. And basically what this means is that the decisions that were actually going to move the business forward were being made repetitively on a timely basis. Okay, now, first things first, what I had to do is I had to decide on one opportunity. Okay, in order for you to actually install decision-making systems for yourself, for your life, so that you make sure that you're actually moving forward instead of just perfecting your landing page or perfecting your logo, to make sure that you're actually doing revenue-generating tasks, high-impact tasks, is for you to understand the definition of decision. It comes from the Latin word decidere. I don't know, that didn't sound right, okay? But wherever it comes from, the core of it means to kill off, okay? So decisions are about eliminations. It's about what you're not supposed to be doing, okay? So the reason why I'm saying one opportunity, this is what I had to do, is the problem with me was I kept switching stuff. I kept switching businesses, then I kept switching offers, then I kept switching products, and then I kept switching blah, blah, blah. It just was endless, like shiny object syndrome-y. That's what I kept doing. So I decided on the one big opportunity that I was going to pursue. Okay. I didn't say, oh, what about this and what about this? I didn't have 3 businesses at the same time. I had 11 plus businesses over the time that I was unfocused and lazy, shut down all of them except for one, which is the one that I currently run. One opportunity is all I went after. I killed everything else. Again, decide, decidero, kill off. The second thing is making sure that everything was broken into micro and macro steps. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, this week and what I'm going to be doing today. Let me tell you an honest truth, okay? Everybody has all this shit, right? They got their yearly goals. They got their, let's do quarterly. So you got the year, then you have the quarter, then you have the month, then you have the week, then you have the day, okay? So first things first, what I want to do is I want to introduce a new variable. This is basically what I had to do to literally fix all my problems, is introduce the variable of the hour, remove yearly, remove quarterly, honestly, remove monthly as well. What you'll realize is that the plans that you made for the years, a lot of times, can be done in the week, okay? Might sound crazy, but this is how the highest echelons of people, like the top entrepreneurs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all these people operate. There's a story about Elon Musk, okay? He was on a plane once. I talk about this story a lot, okay? Here's my little plane. His engineers, MIT, intelligent people, right? High IQ team. They said, hey, Elon, we got a problem. It's going to take us 6 months to fix. Elon told the pilot, turn the plane around. We're not going to leave the fucking factory until we get this problem solved. They got it solved within 48 hours, okay? This is how shit gets compressed. So Elon Musk literally did 3 months of work. If you actually divide it up, it's like 3 months of work per day. That's how these people like operate so quickly. They make decisions like this on the spot. So take your yearly plans, decide to do them on the week. Your quarterly plans, do them on the day. The monthly plans, do them in the hour, right? Weekly, hour, whatever. You want to compress everything as much as possible. So these are the only 3 systems that I actually look at, to be honest. I don't really have a quarterly plan. I have a bigger vision that I'm working towards for the company. Like, obviously, I want to, change this many entrepreneurs' lives, etc., etc. But I got a plan for the week, I got a plan for the day, and I got a plan for this hour. All of that has to be aligned with the greater vision. And the vision usually isn't confined to a year. The vision is, usually a 5 to 8 year vision, right? It's a very big picture. And a lot of times, as you go on with the company, you learn new things, right? You're like, oh shit, my model isn't really that efficient. Maybe I need to tweak some things. Maybe I need to change, where I'm going in terms of this business. This isn't a switch. This is just you adapting to new information. So your vision can change, right? But if you got this yearly plan that you're not even acting on because you haven't broken it up into micro steps, then you're not aligned in the macro and the micro, and you're basically getting nothing done. So again, what you want to be able to do, and what I personally did, is I broke down my tasks into the week, the day, and the hour. That's literally it. And to make sure that I didn't have this do nothing problem, I literally just, this is going to be a little tactical. I just made sure I had high energy all the time. And the way that I actually optimized for this is, a factor of things. So number 1, sleep. Making sure I got adequate sleep. I was sleeping like 5-6 hours every single night. Couldn't decide for shit. I'm telling you, a lot of entrepreneurs out here believe this. Like, oh, I can function on 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep. Make sure you are not making biology your enemy. Don't have beef with Mother Nature. Okay? Make sure you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay? When I started doing that, I was high energy. Okay? I wasn't tired in the morning. I could actually work. Second thing I did, caffeine. Okay? Even right now, I'm on 400 milligrams of caffeine. I got caffeine pills right there. It's the easiest way for me. Eliminates the friction. I don't need to, do the whole make the coffee thing and blah, blah, blah. It's cheap. It's easy. Just pop them in. Every single morning I do that. I'm high energy. Third thing that I did is actually very tactical. And just to give you a disclaimer, I do not recommend anybody does this because I don't want to get sued, but I literally chewed nicotine every single time I worked. I don't do this anymore, but it basically got me addicted to working. But basically all these 3 things, a combination of them, made sure that I could not do nothing, right? I couldn't just sit there and do absolutely nothing. I had energy and I had something, I had broken down steps. I knew exactly what to do. I, had nothing else to do because I literally eliminated everything, right? So all the energy that I had to go somewhere, right? It had to go into the task that would actually make me money. And here's the thing, right? This is very simple stuff if you think about it. Hey, eliminate all the shit that's distracting you. Make sure that you're not doing nothing, right? And make sure that you're deciding what to do, adequately, repetitively on, reasonable time frames. Every single day you're deciding, hey, I need to do this, etc., etc. It's very simple stuff. And this is the thing, the truth about most things is simple. The hard part is actually sticking to it. That's where accountability comes in, okay? If you don't have accountability, then you're not going to stick to anything, okay? And this is what for me, this was the missing piece of the puzzle, okay? So first I had to eliminate. Then I had to install decision-making systems. But the problem is, all my distractions would reintroduce themselves, right? My decision-making systems, I just wouldn't decide. But when I added accountability was the missing piece of the puzzle. First things first, I had to surround myself with people that were on the same trajectory as me. So this meant my business partner, right? Till I actually had a proper business partner that was actually high energy and high accountability, I never got anywhere because then I felt guilty for not doing stuff. And my business partner would ask me, like, why aren't you doing stuff? Why aren't you doing X? Why aren't you doing Y? Why aren't you doing Z? We decided on it. You literally have nothing else to do unless you're lying to me, right? So why aren't you doing something? So again, I had to surround myself with these people. I had to surround myself with people on the same trajectory as me. Second thing, attaching consequences. This is probably the scariest thing most entrepreneurs won't do, but this is what I literally did. This is how all these systems work. My elimination system. For example, let me give you an example. I had a stipulation where if I evaded, so this is ClearSpace, okay? So ClearSpace is an app. Let me just show you an example right here. So it has like a certain amount of uses. This is like one of my apps. You basically have like a certain amount of uses that you can use it for, and you have to like, take a breath in and whatnot. If I evaded my limit, if I evaded my ClearSpace limit, you know what would have happened to me? I would have lost equity in my business. That was the consequence that I set. I literally lose a percentage of my company if I didn't do what I said I would do. Same thing with the decision system. If I didn't have a video, a Loom video that I recorded at the end of every single day, where I literally reviewed what I did for the day every single hour and decided on what I was going to do the next day, if I didn't do that for the week, if I didn't do that even for the hour, I would lose equity in my company. That's what accountability really is. Accountability is just consequence. And that consequence can also be shame. Okay. A lot of times entrepreneurs start off by telling people, hey, look, I'm pursuing this new opportunity. But because they can't really focus, they can't really stick to it, they switch, right? So when the person that they told, like, let's say it's your friend, right? You told your friend, hey, I'm going to pursue this new opportunity. I'm going to start Amazon FBA, or like I'm going to start an AI automation agency. Or it might be another entrepreneur, right? They're like, hey, I'm going to do this. And then a few months later, they're like, hey, how is Project X, right? You said you were going to start an AI automation agency or whatever the hell it is. Like, how's it going? And you're like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm doing new opportunity, right? They're like, oh, okay. And I'm telling you, every time I hear that from an entrepreneur, you know what I think in my head? Like, sorry. And this is because I've literally gone through it myself. I just think loser. Like, this dude is never going to win because he just can't stick to shit, right? He can't pick one opportunity to go after. He just has shiny object syndrome. He's distracted. Self-diagnosis ADHD. And I'm sorry, I'm being harsh. I promise I'm not this mean and harsh in real life. But this is literally like, I'm so passionate about this because this is literally me. This is who I used to be. 2019, I had so many businesses at the same time. I couldn't work on any of them because I was unfocused. I was distracted. I was overwhelmed. I had like anxiety, quote unquote, because like I had so much on my plate. I didn't know what to do. And so I literally had to tell myself, hey, idiot, stop switching your shit, right? Stop switching your priorities. Focus on one path, one route until you're actually successful. And I'm telling you, the shame that I felt. And I had one particular entrepreneur who was way ahead of me. And one time he just cracked. He told me, he was like, are you fucking stupid? This is like the fourth thing that you started. And I appreciate his harshness. The reason why I appreciate his harshness is because if he wasn't that harsh on me, I might still be switching. And yeah, me and that entrepreneur, it would have been an easy, comfortable moment. You would have been like, hey, best of luck, blah, blah, blah. But I appreciate the fact that he called me out. He was like, man, listen, you are being stupid. Stop switching, stick to the same thing. And I felt shame. And that ultimately kept me accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked the video, please like the video. We got some other content that you may like. If not, obviously you can click on some of the other shiny objects here. Please actually install these systems. If you want us to install them for you, there's probably a CTA throughout this video.